Welcome to the Season 4 Grand Final of Tier 1 of the OQL's Pop Culture Challenge. 9 long weeks ago, over 300 quizzes began their journey, ignoring all those boring subjects like science, history, geography, and philosophy, and answering questions on the good subjects: sport, popular music, video games, food and drink, and things called memes. After 6 weeks of competition, the 16 who had performed the best ended up in Tier 1. In the quarterfinals, those 16 were whittled down to 8. And last week, those 8 became the 4 you see here tonight. But who are they? In seat 1, we have someone who equals the record for appearances in PCC Grand Finals with 3. A long-time player in the Quiz League of London, he has a long-established reputation as one of the best lowbrow players on the circuit. He was a former star man of OQL side Lockdown Latecomers. Runner-up in Season 1 of this competition and in 3rd place in Season 3. Is this the night when he converts a final appearance into a win? We present to you Gregson. In seat 2 is a man with quite a reputation in quiz. The star performer of OQL Division 1 side Dartologists. He's currently ranked 13th in the OQL individual standings. He's a 2-time Brain of Online Quiz League finalist, been a University Challenge captain, and is the youngest ever winner of Mastermind. Making his debut in a PCC Grand Final, we present Jonathan Gibson. In seat 3 is the star man of OQL Division 4 side Kentish Men, who has helped lead from Division 6 to Division 4. He's currently 10th overall in the OQL individual standings, having improved his 2-point average every year in the league. He was formerly a semi-finalist on Only Connect with the Yorkists and represented the University of York on University Challenge. This is his first appearance in a PCC Grand Final. Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Crowther.
And all the world is football shaped. It's just for me to kick his face, and I can see his smell, touch, taste. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 senses working all the time.
And last, but by no means least, in seat 4 is a man with a long-established reputation as one of the best lowbrow quizzes on the scene. The captain of OQL Division 2 side Team Northeast, who he led to the first OQL Division 1 title back in 2020. He has a long TV career, including a £64,000 win on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, £10,000 victory on Tipping Point. He was on Only Connect with the Footballers and a former series runner-up on Mastermind. On top of that, he's been a multi-time UK lowbrow champion. In his first PCC Grand Final, we present Michael McPartland.
All hail! Bow down to the king.
So we will get to the quiz in a moment, but before we do that, just a few thank yous. I'd like to thank particularly Dave Gregson and Morgan Bush for all their work updating the results thread and the leaderboard. I'd like to thank Will Jones for his great work as always on the tech and for producing this PowerPoint presentation tonight. To Dave Dana and Phil Small for their amazing work editing, and Will Swigert for his hard work editing and making the plug-in for this season. We'd like to thank, in fact, all of the writers for their incredible work this season on the questions, and to all of the volunteer readers who give of their time to make sure that all the games are able to be played. And a special word of thanks to Aidan, who this season has taken on pretty much all of the admin behind the PCC so that John could be a player. And finally, of course, a huge thank you to all of the players, including John, without whom none of this could possibly happen. So thank you all, and I hope you've enjoyed this season, and we will see you again soon. But enough of that. Let's get down to the quiz. All right, can anybody see?
Yeah.
Good. Great. Okay. In which case, without further ado, let us start this final with round 1, question 1 to Dave. Which classic 1968 science fiction film was based on Arthur C. Clarke's short story, The Sentinel? It was directed by Stanley Kubrick and stars Douglas Rain as the voice of the artificial intelligence HAL 9000.
2001: A Space Odyssey.
Is correct. Your second question. Named after a Scottish town, which member of the Wombles is the group's handyman and can often be found in his workshop making gadgets out of everyday rubbish?
Tobermory.
It is Tobermory. And your third question. Which luxury goods company, famous for its exclusive shade of blue, owns a 128-carat yellow diamond which has only been worn by 4 people, including Lady Gaga and Beyoncé?
Givenchy.
It's not. Jonathan?
Tiffany?
It is Tiffany & Co, yes. So points Jonathan and your own questions. French athletes have reached the top of a number of sports over the last 15 years. Which sportsman broke the decathlon world record in September 2018 and is also the reigning world champion in the event?
Oh, I've no idea. Martin.
It's not. Joe?
Pass.
Michael?
Yeah, I've only got his first name. Pass.
Okay, Dave?
Pass.
It
Kevin
is
something, isn't it?
Kevin Mayer.
Right.
Okay, second question to Jonathan. First held in 1988, which alliteratively named annual WWE match involved 30 wrestlers competing to win a title shot of their choosing. Competitors enter the ring at 2-minute intervals during this event and are eliminated when they go over the top rope of the ring and both their feet hit the floor. Ten seconds.
Royal Rumble?
Royal Rumble is absolutely right, yes.
Good.
And your third question. The soundtrack to the 1987 movie Dirty Dancing was packed full of classic one-hit wonders. One such track was Hey Baby, a 1962 song by which American singer? The original reached #1 in the US and #2 in the UK, while a cover by DJ Otzi topped the UK chart 40 years later.
Oh, no. Who did the original?
Seconds.
Dion?
It's not, I'm afraid. Joe?
Pass.
And Michael?
Pass.
And Dave?
Pass.
It is Bruce Channel.
Oh, no. Never remember that.
Okay, Joe, your questions. Numerous board games from around the globe have been included in the Nintendo title 51 Worldwide Games. Among them is which game, where players move their pieces across a hexagram-shaped board. Despite its name, this game originated in Germany under the title Sternhalma.
Cranium.
It's not.
Right.
Michael?
Pass.
Dave?
Chinese checkers.
It is Chinese checkers, yes.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, fair enough.
Joe, your second question. Which American golfer won his 5th and final Open title at Royal Birkdale in 1983, which was also the last of his 8 major victories? His subsequent struggles with the yips may have cost him the 2009 Open, which he narrowly lost in a playoff against Stuart Sink.
Tom Watson.
It is Tom Watson. And your third question. Which 1992 novel by Michael Crichton, adapted into a film the following year, centers on a murder in the Los Angeles headquarters of Nakamoto, a fictional Japanese corporation. The answer is not Die Hard, which featured the Nakatomi Corporation.
Rising Sun.
It is Rising Sun, yes. And questions to Michael. Black Forest Gatto and the brandy Kirsch both feature which fruit as an ingredient?
Cherry.
Cherry is right, yes. Last Night, Hard to Explain, and Someday are all tracks that appear on which 2001 debut studio album by The Strokes?
Last Night. Oh no, Last Night's in there, isn't it? No, never mind.
Okay, Joe,
Is this it?
is this it? This is it, absolutely right. And last question of the round. The 2000 film Crouching
It's
Tiger
not
Hidden...
on the screen. Ian.
Sorry?
Not on the screen. Question.
Oh, sorry, fair point. The 2000 film Crouching Tiger Hidden Dragon was the first major Hollywood production in what genre of movie? With a Chinese name meaning martial heroes, this genre concerns the adventures of Chinese martial artists.
Wushu.
It's not. Dave.
Pass.
Jonathan.
Wuxia.
Wuxia, yes. Specific instructions not to accept Wushu. So, end of round one. Dave, Jonathan, and Joe have 3 each. Michael has 1. Michael yet to use a bonus attempt. Joe and Dave have used 1 each, and Jonathan has used 2. Round 2. Question 1 to Dave. Who won both the second series of Big Brother UK in 2002 and Ultimate Big Brother in 2010? This Irishman replaced Davina McCall as presenter when the series moved to Channel 5, before being replaced in turn by Emma Willis. First name is acceptable.
Brian.
Brian Dowling, it is. Which French athlete holds the all-time biathlon record for the most overall World Cup titles, winning 7 consecutive titles from 2012 to 2018? He is also the most successful French Olympian of all time.
Martin.
It's not. Michael?
Pass.
Joe?
Pass.
And Jonathan?
Pass.
No, unfortunately, Martin's his first name. His surname is Fourcade. And your third question. Which golfer won the 2007 Open at Carnoustie and successfully defended his title at Royal Birkdale the following year? He described his subsequent struggles with the yips as being like an electric eel in my hand and has not won a major championship since.
Harrington.
It is Podrick Harrington, yes. Jonathan. Celebrities often give their children bizarre names. Which Canadian musician is the mother of a son named XAsh-A12 and a daughter named Exa Dark Sidariel, the latter born via surrogate mother?
Grimes.
It is Grimes, yes. And your second question. Which classic 1968 science fiction film was based on a French comic series of the same name by Jean-Claude Forest? Jane Fonda played the movie's title character, a space traveler and representative of the United Earth government.
Barbarella.
It is Barbarella, yes. And your third question. Which 1994 novel by Michael Crichton, adapted into a film the same year, centers on a male employee's struggle to prove he was sexually harassed by his female boss?
Oh, yeah, I've heard about this. Oh, no. No, I don't think I'm going to get there. Pass.
Okay. Michael.
Disclosure.
It is Disclosure, yes.
Aye.
Joe, your questions. In the fifth installment of which series of video games is the main character Franklin given multiple choices as to what the ending will be? He can either kill his friends Michael and Trevor or save both in one last mission.
Grand Theft Auto.
It is Grand Theft Auto, yes. The dish crêpe Suzette and the liqueur Cointreau are both flavoured with which type of fruit?
Orange.
It is orange, yes. And your third question. Which member of the Wombles, apparently based on creator Elizabeth Beresford's teenage son, was often depicted as lazy and constantly in search of food? He takes his name from a river in the Americas.
Orinoco.
It is Orinoco, yes. Michael. For her 30th birthday, Elizabeth Taylor received a bespoke Cleopatra mirror from her then husband Eddie Fisher, which was designed by which Italian jeweler and luxury goods manufacturer? Founded in 1884 by Greek silversmith Sotirios Vulgaris, this jeweler is noted for its distinctive coiled serpenti designs.
Bendy.
It's not Dave.
Bulgari.
It is Bulgari, yes. Michael, your second question. The Dudley Boys, the Hardy Boys, and Edge and Christian were the first participants in what type of hardcore match at the 2000 edition of WWE's SummerSlam? It takes its name, sometimes abbreviated to a three-letter acronym, from three items that could be used as weapons.
Tables, ladders, and chairs.
Absolutely right, yes. And the last question of the round. Another song from the Dirty Dancing soundtrack was Do You Love Me, a 1962 US #1 for which very early Motown group? The song did not chart in the UK, but returned to the US charts for a second time in 1988 after its use in Dirty Dancing.
Temptations.
It's not. Joe?
Pass.
And Dave?
Pass.
And Jonathan?
The Contours.
It is the Contours. Very good. Which means at the end of round two, Dave, Jonathan, and Joe have 6 each. Michael has 3. Michael and Joe have used 1 bonus attempt. Dave has used 2, and Jonathan has used 3. Round 3. Question 1 to Dave. The dish tart tatin and Calvados brandy are most commonly made from which type of fruit?
Apple.
Apple is right. Name either of the celebrity parents of the twins Moroccan and Monroe. Their mother is a singer who had a UK #1 in 2020 with a song originally released in 1994, while their father has been the subject of recent memes for now having 10 children with 5 different women.
Mariah Carey.
Mariah Carey is right, Nick Cannon being the father. And your third question. Another game featured on Nintendo's 51 worldwide games is which Japanese chess variant that is also known as the Game of Generals. Like chess, this game is derived from the Indian chaturanga, but unlike chess, a player who captures a piece can then return it to the board.
Sakudo.
It's not. Joe?
Shogi.
It is shogi, yes. Jonathan, your questions. Rebellion, Lies, Wake Up, and the 4-part Neighborhood series all appear on which 2004 debut studio album by Arcade Fire?
Funeral.
Funeral is right. Who won the 5th series of Big Brother UK in 2004? Originally from Portugal, her transgender identity was known to viewers, but not her fellow contestants. First name was acceptable.
Pass.
Okay. Michael.
Nadia.
Nadia Almada is right.
Nice.
And Jonathan, your third question. Which luxury jeweller, with its flagship store on Bond Street, designed the silver cake stand for the future Queen Elizabeth II's wedding in 1947? This company, founded in Liverpool in 1798, dropped Dunthorne from its name in 2015.
Aspinalls?
It's not. Joe?
Pass.
Michael?
Pass.
And Dave?
Pass.
This is Boodles.
Okay.
Joe, your questions. Which classic 1966 film clearly had some issues with its timeline, as it featured humans and dinosaurs living contemporaneously? A remake of an early 1940 film, this version starred Raquel Welch as Loana the Fair One.
10 million years BC.
It's not. Michael?
1 million years BC.
It's 1 million years BC. Yeah. Unlucky. Your second question, Joe. What type of WWE match with a 4-word name takes place inside a 6-meter-high steel cage structure? A 1998 edition of this match featured one of the most famous moments in the company's history when Undertaker threw Mankind from the roof of the structure onto a ringside table.
Pass.
Okay, Dave?
Pass.
Michael?
Hell in a Cell.
Hell in a Cell is right, yes. And Joe, your third question. Which actor starred as the nameless protagonist of the 2002 movie Hero, the first Chinese language film to top the US box office chart?
Jet Li.
It is Jet Li, yes. Michael, your questions. Which Australian golfer also won the Open at Royal Birkdale, doing so in 1991 for his only major title? Known as the Dark Shark, he subsequently developed the yips and retired from tournament golf after shooting a 92 in the first round of the 1997 Open at Royal Troon.
Ian Baker Finch.
It is Ian Baker Finch, yes. Released in 2018 and set in the fictional Hope County, Montana, the 5th installment of which video game has different endings depending on how the player deals with cult leader Joseph Seed? In the most recent game in this series, Giancarlo Esposito plays the game's major villain.
Far Cry.
It is Far Cry, yes. And last question of round 3. Taking his name from a city in Russia, which Wumble was noted for his athleticism, size and strength. He had a particular talent for golf, played on Wimbledon Commons London Scottish course.
Tomsk.
Tomsk is right, which means at the end of round 4, Michael now has the lead with 9. Joe and Dave have 8 each, and Jonathan is just behind with 7. Joe has used the fewest bonus attempts with 2, Jonathan, and as has Dave. Jonathan has used 3, and Michael has used 4. Round 4, question 1 to Dave. Skinny Love, Flume, and Lump Sum are all tracks that appear on which 2007 debut studio album by Bon Iver? Ten seconds.
Holocene.
It's not. Joe?
No, pass.
Okay, Jonathan?
Or Emma Forever Ago?
Is absolutely the right answer, yes. Dave, your second question. Another track featured on the Dirty Dancing soundtrack was Stay, a 1960 US #1 for which doo-wop singer and backing band? The track reached number 14 in the UK, with Jackson Browne making the top 20 with a cover in 1978.
Shondells.
It's not. Joe?
Pass.
Okay. Jonathan?
Pass.
And Michael?
Pass.
This is Maurice Williams and the Zodiacs.
Oh, no, yeah.
Okay, Dave, your third question. Which 2010 adventure video game features multiple different endings, revealing the nature and identity of a mysterious murderer known as the Origami Killer?
Black Rain.
It's not. Joe?
I think it's Heavy Rain.
It is Heavy Rain, yes.
Sorry, Dave.
That's all right.
Jonathan, your questions. Styled after Beresford's mother, which Womble was named after a town in western France? Although she speaks with a French accent, she just likes to pretend she is French, rather than being as Wimbledon as the rest of them.
Madame Cholet.
Madame Cholet is right. Another game featured on Nintendo's 51 worldwide games is which two-player contest, with a name derived from the Arabic for move. In this game, players take turns to move coloured stones, attempting to capture the opposition's stones as they do so. Ten seconds.
Backgammon.
It's not. Dave?
Pass.
Joe?
I'll have to pass as well.
Michael?
Pass.
This is a game called Mancala.
Fine.
Jonathan, your third question. Hero was directed by which Chinese filmmaker, who also directed the 2004 movie House of Flying Daggers? He also served as director of the opening and closing ceremonies of both the 2008 Summer Olympics and 2022 Winter Olympics.
This has come up before, and I definitely ought to know it. Oh, maybe I do.
10 seconds.
Zhang.
Sorry?
Zhang.
How are you spelling that?
Zhang.
That's absolutely fine then, yes. Okay, Joe, over to you. Often considered the greatest player in handball history, which Yugoslav-born Frenchman is one of only two male players to be World Player of the Year 3 times? He won Olympic gold medals with the French team in 2008, 2012 and 2020.
Pass.
Dave?
Pass.
Michael?
Pass.
And Jonathan?
Pass.
Okay, this is Nikola Karabatic.
Oh, I'm
My,
going to put that.
my go-to handball plays Danish, so that was me out.
Joe, your second question. Which luxury goods manufacturer sold an eponymous pear-shaped 69-carat diamond to Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton in 1969? This manufacturer is known for its colourful Tutti Frutti bracelets, mystery clocks, and the square-bezeled Santos wristwatch.
Cartier.
It is Cartier, yes.
Oh, right. That was a total guess. Sorry.
Yeah, sometimes they come off. And the third question. Who won the 7th series of Big Brother UK in 2006? He was in a relationship with the late Nicky Graham while in the house and has Tourette's syndrome. First name is acceptable.
Pass.
Okay, Dave?
Pete.
It is Pete Bennett, yes. Michael, your questions. Which 1980 novel by Michael Crichton, adapted into a film in 1995, centres on an investigation into the mysterious deaths of an expedition looking for diamonds in the African rainforest?
Congo.
It is Congo, yes. Later remade as the 1987 film Inner Space, which 1966 sci-fi movie tells the story of a group of scientists shrunk down to microscopic size to remove a blood clot from a comatose patient? This film also starred Raquel Welch, albeit wearing more than a fur bikini on this occasion.
The Incredible Journey.
It's not. Dave?
Pass.
Joe?
Fantastic Voyage.
It is Fantastic Voyage, yes. And the final question of round 4. Which filmmaker, who directed the Mexico trilogy of films, has children with the forenames Rocket, Rogue, Rebel, and Racer, as well as the relatively sensible Rhiannon?
Rodriguez.
It is Robert Rodriguez, yes. Well done. So, at the end of round 4, with 1 round to go, Michael and Joe have 11 each. Jonathan just behind with 10, and Dave only 1 behind with 9. And Dave has only used 3 bonus attempts. The other 3 have used 4 each. So, all to play for, 1 round to go. Question 1 to Dave. Now the centerpiece of an annual event, what ladder match first took place in WWE in 2005? This format sees 6 competitors battle to seize a briefcase that is suspended above the ring, which contains a contract for a title match that can be cashed in at any time or place that the holder chooses.
No Escape.
It's not. Jonathan?
Pass.
Joe?
Pass.
Okay. And Michael?
Money in the Bank.
It is the Money in the Bank match. Yes.
That fell nicely.
Dave, your second question. Which 1987 novel by Michael Crichton, adapted into a film in 1998, centres on an investigation into a spacecraft of unknown origin discovered on the bottom of the Pacific Ocean?
Event Horizon.
It's not. Jonathan?
Pass.
And Joe?
Pass.
Okay. And Michael?
Pass.
This one is called Sphere.
Oh, I had to that one.
And Dave, your third question. Movie Hero also featured which actor in the role of the spearman Long Sky? This actor is a major action star in Hong Kong and is well known in Asia for playing the title role in the Ip Man series of films.
Tony Leung.
It's not. Jonathan?
Donnie Yen.
It is Donnie Yen, yes. And Jonathan, your own questions. The businessman Mr. House and the faction Caesar's Legion appear in a 2010 installment of what video game series? The game follows a courier searching for those who left him for dead in the Mojave Desert, and the player's decisions throughout the game determine which faction ends up in control.
I continue to know absolutely nothing about video games. No, I can't even really make something up here. No, pass.
Okay, Dave?
Pass.
Joe?
Pass.
Michael?
Pass.
This is Fallout New Vegas.
Ooh,
I only needed Fallout.
okay. Fine.
Jonathan, your second question. The curse of Royal Birkdale Open winners struck again in 1998, when which American golfer, who also won that year's Masters, won his final major championship there. He later admitted that the yips had affected his putting, despite attempting to change to a saw grip. 10 seconds.
Webb Simpson.
It's not. Dave?
Strange.
It's not. Joe?
No, pass.
Michael?
Duval.
It's not. It's
Oh.
Mark O'Meara.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
I've seen his name.
No, I was thinking Duval as well, but I didn't think the time was quite right.
Yeah, similar era, but yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, never mind.
Okay, and Jonathan, your third question. The dessert Kranaken and the liqueur Chambord both feature which fruit as an ingredient?
Raspberry.
Absolutely right, yes. Joe, your questions. PDA, Obstacle 1, and Say Hello to the Angels are all tracks that appear on which 2002 debut studio album by Interpol?
Turn on the bright lights.
Turn on the Bright Lights is right. Another track from the Dirty Dancing soundtrack was In the Still of the Night, a 1956 hit by which doo-wop group? While only peaking at number 24 in the US, it has been heard in numerous films, including The Irishman, and was covered by Boyz II Men in 1993.
Coasters.
It's not. Dave?
Pass.
Jonathan?
5 Satins.
It is the 5 Satins, yes. And Joe, your third question. Kal-El is a son of which American actor, whose own stage name was inspired by a Marvel Comics superhero who is associated with Jessica Jones and Iron Fist?
Nicolas Cage.
It is Nicolas Cage, yes. Michael? Who was the first female winner of Big Brother UK, winning the 3rd season in 2002? She later worked as a DJ and, in 2022, announced her departure from Virgin Radio's Drive Time show. First name is acceptable.
Kate.
It is Kate Lawler, yes. And your second question. Another board game included on Nintendo's 51 worldwide games is which Japanese game played on a 15 by 15 board in which players use the black and white stones from Go to try to get 5 identically coloured stones in a row?
Pass.
Okay. Dave?
Pass.
Joe?
No, pass.
And Jonathan?
Pass.
This is a game that is called Gomoku.
Come on, nice easy one, please. Come on.
And finally, in 2021, you became the first French world champion in the premier class of MotoGP. He won the title in his first year at Yamaha Factory Racing, taking over the seat from a retiring Valentino Rossi.
Yeah, knew it at the time. Martin.
It's not. Dave?
Pass.
Joe?
Lemaitre.
It's not. Jonathan?
Pass.
Okay, no, this is. Oh, it's vanishing. It was Fabio Quartararo.
Oh, yeah. Wouldn't have come. Maybe in half an hour.
Means at the end of the quiz, Jonathan, Joe, and Michael all have 13 points. Dave has 9. We have a 3-way tiebreak situation to decide the winner of the OQL Pop Culture Challenge Tier 1 Grand Final Season 4.
I just said Karabatic.
So, I'll stop sharing. That's,
Don't go too nearest the bowl. I don't think I could.
and I am going to. Jonathan was first, so I'm going to put Joe and Michael into the waiting room and give Jonathan the questions first. Oh, I've got- Just need another timer. Okay, and I will paste the questions into the Zoom chat.
I will open that up.
Which will make this slightly less smooth. Okay, question 1. Norway is the most successful nation in Olympic history. Was its only ever Olympic figure skating champion. She won 3 gold medals between 1928 and 1936 and went on to have a highly successful career in Hollywood.
Sonia Heaney.
Thank you. And your second question. Perhaps best known for their cover of Creedence Clearwater Revival's Up Around the Bend, the heavy metal band Hanoi Rocks hailed from which European country?
Oh, that's a very good question. My dad will know this, I think.
10 seconds.
Germany.
Okay. And your third question. Which actor has, since 2015, played the role of Ant-Man in the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
Horvath.
Okay, thanks very much. I'll send you away and bring somebody else back.
Right.
Welcome back, Joe. I can't hear you. Just keep talking. I still can't hear you at all. Still can't hear you.
Joe, click on the up arrow near where it says unmute, and where it says select a microphone, click to same as system, then click back to whatever it's on, and that will solve it normally.
No, still can't hear you. I can see your lips moving, but not sure what you're actually on mute now, so nope, still nothing. Okay, right. I will then bring Michael back in while Joe sorts himself out.
Ian, don't admit him to the room though while you're asking Michael any questions, because there's a danger he's going to log back in and hear the questions as Michael's playing.
Yeah, that's fine. Yep, I understand.
Yep.
All right. Hello, Michael.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to paste these into the Zoom chat.
Okay, yeah, I've got it open.
Great. Okay, so first question. Norway is the most successful nation in Winter Olympic history, but who was its only ever Olympic figure skating champion? She won 3 gold medals between 1928 and 1936 and went on to have a highly successful career in Hollywood.
Sonia Heine, or
Okay,
H-E-I-N-E, I think.
thank you. . Second question. Perhaps best known for their cover of Creedence Clearwater Revival's Up Around the Bend, the heavy metal band Hanoi Rocks hailed from which European country?
Finland.
Okay. And your third question. Which actor has, since 2015, played the role of Ant-Man in the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
Paul Rudd.
Okay, thanks very much. We had some problems with Joe, who couldn't make himself heard, so he's disappeared.
Right.
But I will pop you back in the waiting room, and hopefully he'll be around somewhere.
So has he had the questions? No.
No, he hasn't had the questions yet, no. So I'll check you back in the waiting room and hopefully find Joe. Yeah, Joe is in the waiting room. Fingers crossed, everybody, that Joe has some audio. Hello, Joe. I can't hear you, Joe. I still can't hear you. It might be that you're going to have to come in on your phone.
Any better now?
Oh, yes, we've got you. Yes, don't change anything. Can you still hear me?
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, great. Let's do this now then.
Totally sorry.
These things happen. Okay, so 3 questions, 30 seconds each. I'm going to paste them into the Zoom chat. If you've got that open.
Thank you.
Question 1. Norway is the most successful nation in Winter Olympic history, but who was its only ever Olympic figure skating champion? She won 3 gold medals between 1928 and 1936 and went on to have a highly successful career in Hollywood. Ten seconds.
No, I should know this, but I don't. Bergman.
Okay, thank you. And your second question. Perhaps best known for their cover of Creedence Clearwater Revival's Up Around the Bend, the heavy metal band Hanoi Rocks hailed from which European country?
Finland.
Thank you. And finally, which actor has, since 2015, played the role of Ant-Man in the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
I should definitely know this, but I don't.
Ten seconds.
No, nothing. Sorry, pass.
Okay, thank you very much. Right, I will bring the other 2 back. Hello, Jonathan. Hello, Michael.
Hello.
Sorry.
Right. this is how it went. Norway, successful nation in Winter Olympic history. Oh. Hang on a second, let's just wait for Dave, who has just appeared in the waiting room. Right. So yeah, the Norwegian figure skating champion was Sonja Hennie, which Jonathan and Michael both got. The Creedence Clearwater Revival Up Around the Bend cover by Hanoi Rocks. Hanoi Rocks were from Finland, which Joe and Michael both got.
Oh.
And Ant-Man in the Marvel Cinematic Universe is Paul Rudd, which Jonathan and Michael both got, which means that the champion of Season 4 Pop Culture Challenge is Michael McPartland.
Well done.
Well played, Michael.
Well
Nice one.
played.
Cheers, everyone.
Well done, everyone. I mean, great game, really close all the way through there.
Yeah, it really
Fantastic.
Yeah,
Really well done.
congratulations, Michael. Well played.
Thank you.
Amazing answer from everyone.
Yeah,
Really
well done, Michael. Brilliant job there, guys. Brilliant final. Yeah, couldn't have asked for more than that. 3-way tie. Good answers.
Well done, chaps.
Yeah, well played,
Thank you,
everyone.
Wayne.
Again.
Yeah, well played.
If people are still watching on Twitch, then it's not too late, I don't think, to sign up for the International Culture Challenge, which is the Mimir quiz with all the boring subjects. But lots of very good questions on boring subjects.
Michael will save the postage. We'll bring the trophy to the buzzer quiz in 3 weeks and present it there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Feel free to do the last few questions if you want, Ian.
Yeah, okay. I will ask the other tie breaks as spares. The queer black man named Usher is the central character of a Broadway show that won its musical at the 2020 Tony Awards. This musical is the only one to borrow its title from a word by cognitive scientist Douglas Hofstadter.
A Strange Loop.
It is a strange loop, yes.
That's the Jennifer Hudson one, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, I think so.
Which actress was perhaps best known for her portrayal of Mrs. Slocum in the sitcom Are You Being Served?
Molly
Molly
Slocum.
Slocum.
It is Molly Slocum. The Jesko, Jesko, one of the fastest road legal cars in the world, was released in 2021 by which Swedish automobile manufacturer?
Koenigsegg.
Koenigsegg?
It is Koenigsegg, yes. Former England central midfielder Steven Gerrard was sacked as the manager of which Premier League
Aston
club?
Villa.
Aston Villa?
Aston Villa.
Day of the Tentacle was the 1993 sequel to which 1987 video game?
Maniac Mansion.
Maniac Mansion. Singa, Singha, is a pale lager manufactured in which country?
Thailand?
It is Thailand, yes. Right then, nearest the ball. Let's see. Good thing we didn't need this. In August 2022, Southampton man Sebastian Suski set the Guinness World Record for the longest cucumber ever grown. To the nearest centimetre, how long was his cucumber?
Very personal question.
Oh man.
147.
201.
Well,
118 in the chat.
400.
Okay. Sorry, Michael?
400.
400. That's a big old
I know
cucumber.
it's a very big cucumber.
I can tell you that that cucumber is too big. I wish it's still streaming. I can also tell you that 201, that's too big a cucumber. 147 from Jonathan and 118 from Joe. One of you is only 5 centimetres out because the cucumber was 113 centimetres long.
Oh,
So
nice
well done,
job.
Joe.
Well done.
That's the real quiz.
I verified that from 3 different sources as well.
That's the real quiz. That's the real quiz.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the true winner.
Yeah,
Okay.
sorry, Michael. I'll have to take the trophy off you now.
I'll split it in half. You can have half each.
Well done, Michael. Well done, guys.
Thoroughly
Yes,
deserved.
very
Well
well
played.
done, Michael.
Well played, everybody.
Cheers.
Yeah, well
Ian.
done, everyone.
Yeah. Well
Cheers,
played.
everyone.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Okay.
All right.
See ya.
Bye-bye.